No one is questioning that ceasefire agreements and peace talks between the Myanmar army and some of the major armed ethnic groups are now either paused or outright dead. About a dozen rebel groups have announced their support for the anti-coup uprising on the streets, some even protecting protesters from security forces as the crackdown became more violent. There are nearly 24 armed ethnic groups, mostly in the borderlands, that for decades have been fighting the Myanmar military for greater autonomy. Some feel that while each of the ethnic armies has their own objectives, the current situation could draw them together as they coordinate against the military. It might be a short-lived, loose alliance, though, as there are many rivalries and individual agreements between them. But there's a new element: the urban-based protesters, mostly from the majority Bamar ethnicity, who are now banding together with the minority communities. And in some cases, as this video appears to show, young protesters have gone from street protesting to joining rebel army camps in the jungle to train as fighters.
What is new now is the city people, that they understand the plight of the ethnic armed group, why they fight for, right? They are not fighting for dividing the country, but they are fighting for their autonomous and then the democratic governing system.
Some of the rebel armies see the current crisis as an opportunity to step up attacks on army positions, like one of the strongest, the KNU, a group representing the Karen minority in its territory near the border with Thailand. Earlier in the week, its fighters attacked and captured an army outpost along the river border. The military has stepped up air attacks on Karen-held territory, injuring civilians and sending many fleeing for safety. In the north, Kachin rebels have also increased their attacks on the army. And like the Karen, they have also faced an increase in air assaults. Even if all the estimated 75,000 rebels band together, they'd still be facing a 350,000 strong army. Despite being outnumbered, it's thought that if the pace of urban unrest continues and the rebels step up their attacks, it could stretch the army. Something that the newly formed unity government of ousted politicians and ethnic leaders hopes to do by creating a federal army. Scott Heidler, Al Jazeera.